YouTube, Tommy here. Today I put in a shift, that's what I would call it. I didn't have to do much sitting in the phone all day, much sitting in the office all day, and I tell you what, I feel great for having done it. I loaded two trucks a day, threw some tarps, threw some straps, got sweaty, got hot, got out a puff, got sore, and tonight after having a shower I feel great. And it's a good thing to have that wore out, sore feeling in your bones again. A lot of the wore out feelings I get lately have been in my head because I end up sitting at a desk or on a phone trying to figure things out and do deals with people and make things happen that way. But today I just had plain old blood, sweat and guts, and I loved it. And I used to do that a lot. I've worked all my life. I had paper rounds when I was a youngster, before I was even a teenager. Dug coal, worked in coal mines, worked in garages, worked in kitchens with a sweaty chef and stuff. Worked in, with Jeff in the workshop, worked in mowing trucks, worked in other people's buses, worked in Scotland in the buses, and put in proper shifts, get dirty, hit the shower. And when you're washing your hair and you're looking at doing it, the water, it's filthy. And I've done something today. I've made something happen physically. And it's a great feeling. Because a lot of times when you're talking on the phone and you're negotiating with people and you're trying to make things happen, you get nowhere and you don't have that feeling of, I'm knackered, I'm beat. So I done that today and it felt great. And it led me to thinking about, I don't know if it's a lost art or a lost skill. It used to be that skilled people were, well, it probably still is. It's a skilled person is, I don't know, an engineer, a mechanic, artist, you get what I'm trying to say. Somebody that's skilled. But I think there is actually a skill of working hard. The people that are my biggest heroes or mentors or people that I admire, it's all been because they're grafters. I cannot get past people that just don't like to work. I don't get it. I don't get the philosophy of trying to better your situation, better your family situation, try to get ahead. I just don't get it. So I'll tell you a couple of them. My papa, that I grew up with, it was my grandfather. He worked in the coal mines in his 60s, and he would come up and knock on my bedroom door to get me up for my paper round at 10 to 7, and it seemed like he stood in that top step and it creaked and it woke me up, and I said, oh, I'm awake, or something like that, and he would think he was probably pissed off that he's walked up all the stairs and he hears the creak and that wakens me up. I was only 12, right enough, but he went out to work every day in the coal mine, down under the ground, and it wasn't a great big fancy coal mine. It's a private mine, 25 people working in it, lying in your guts with in the water and damp and shoveling coal and all that good hard heavy graft. I've did that. I've carried coal on my back, delivering coal. I've done some, and I see people complain about their jobs, their driving jobs, when they're saying, oh, I've got to drive 550 mile a day. Really? You try going to Scotland and working outside in the rain all day in a farm, or digging, shoveling cow dung, nowhere a mat bro or a skid steer loader with a shovel and a fork. So I'm sounding like an old man here. I'm not really that old. I'm 56, but I just see a lot of people that don't want to work anymore. And the best way to get your life in order is to work, because you feel good about yourself and you appreciate the money more, and you're not so keen to throw it away because you freaking took you a lot of effort to get it. And another thing, combining that with work. So I've always worked, right? It's something that, I fancied my wife something rotten. I think she's gorgeous. She's a great person. I like her. She's a good mother. She's a good stepmother, a good grandmother. Just a great person. But something that I really admire about her is she's a grafter. She knows how to do work, and she doesn't like to sit around. She likes to get after work and do it. And it's something that I really admire. My kids want to work. All of the kids want to work. It's just something that I think if you get into the habit of no working, you're doomed. You know, if you can't put in a shift and try to make yourself a bit better or get your situation improved, it's a tough thing. I don't know how things go forward from here for people or society, if you want, you know. But there was a thing on in the oil field that a couple of people have told me about, where people are complaining that they're having to sit there for a certain amount of time waiting to get loaded with their trucks and all these complaints. I think you don't have to do it. Go work at something else. And I always think that about people who complain about their workplace that they're in. It's so bad here, it needs to be better. Go away. Go somewhere else. If folk are working here and they don't like working here, that's the end of the story here. They just draw a wee line under it. You don't suit. This too much work for you. Go away. But if you want to work hard, I'll pay you well. And that's always been our jam, really, is, you know, with the buses, I had people that would go to the end of the planet for me in the buses, you know, great people. Some that were lazy and didn't want to do it, and then they just kind of fall by the wayside and don't be part of what you're trying to accomplish. So there's the hard work aspect of things, and then there's the naysayers, right? Do you know who they are? They're the ones who are waiting for the perfect moment. When I'll go into trucking, because that's what I know right now and what I'm doing. Excuse me, hold on. They're the ones that are saying the freight rates need to be higher, the fuel needs to be lower, the equipment needs to be lower, the labour needs to be low, the weather needs to be good, it needs to be the summertime, not the winter time. I don't want to do work in the hills, I don't want to work in the snow, and I'm waiting for that perfect day before I'll buy a truck, or before I'll get my truck license, right? They're out there. I run across them all the time. There's some people that I've got a kind of respect a little bit, but when they start all that nonsense, the world's the world's going to toilet, this is not a good time to do anything. There's never a good time to do anything, right? If there's an opportunity comes along, for me, I'm taking it. I may be mad, but I don't want to get to the end of my wee bit when it's time for somebody to flick a switch off on me, and for me to have left a stone unturned, an adventure no taken, an opportunity no realised, because you just don't know if it's going to come back again. There might be an opportunity come by and it's a good one, and you go, oh no, not quite yet. It just needs to be a little bit more perfect for me to get into it. That's not how it works, folks. Just get on. There's an Irish guy that I rented a farm from years ago, and he says, Tommy, get in, get it done, then wonder how you did it. And you know, people have come unstuck by doing that, you know, taking on too much work, but I've always had a go. And that Edison dude that made the light bulb, had all the failed light bulbs, and he's famous for saying, hey, do you know what? I've invented the light bulb. I don't know, is it 10,000? It's a lot of thousands. I discovered, call it 1,000 will be modesty, and give him the benefit of the doubt. I've found and discovered 1,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. And there's no such thing as a wrong move. If you take a move and it takes you up a dead end, at least you know that was a dead end, right? You following? And then you just come back down it and you don't go back up that road again. But always take a chance. You never know when they're going to come along. And if you surround yourself with people who are naysayers and they're bone idle, there's a very good chance that they say, show you show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. So that's basically true, because that's what you become if you surround yourself with people that are trying to better themselves, or try to just provide a better standard of living for themselves, or provide for people that they love and care about. Yeah, be that person, because that's what makes the world happen. Is folk that do a bit of graft, put in a shift. Yeah, I'm not into the handout culture and we need better conditions to work in. No, you don't. Go somewhere else. Just make the conditions better yourself then, do something about it. There's just a lot of stuff that people could be doing. I think I see people not doing things because they listen to everybody saying, oh, it's not a good time, the economy's terrible. Can it be? Yeah, it might not be as good as it once was, but it's still better than most parts of the planet. And I'm not just saying America and the UK, that's only two places I know. But folks say, oh, it's a new political party, and it's not the right time to be doing this. Get lost, get it done, But the people that I've admired most of my life are people who have been hard workers. They've had an opportunity and taken a chance on it. I've done things, and I say this, and it might sound like I'm boasting, but I'm not. But I am actually. Here you go. Nobody's going to ever say, Tam never tried much, he never had a go, he just sat there and watched the telly, too fond of the beer, too fond of sitting in his backside on the couch, no want to do anything, poking fingers at other folk who were trying it. That's not me. I might have got a lot of things wrong, I might have not got many of them right, but I'll tell you what, I've had a go. When we had the buses in Scotland, I always wanted to have a shot at putting this local service buses. Are like, if you're an American, it's the city buses that do the bus routes, and there's a big main company in Scotland called Stagecoach, and I wanted to try it, and I didn't see why they thought they had the complete monopoly, and they were big guys and they controlled the whole place, and they had everybody, I don't want to say in their pockets, but they knew the system and knew how to make it work for them. Fair play, it's free game. So I thought, I'll have a go at that. And then twice this happened to me. I was summoned to the Mallet Shuck car park at the top of the 77 coming out of Glasgow, and two of their head people met me there. Twice this happened. The first time they gave me a chunk of money to go away and sell out my buses to them, and I thought, well, that suits me because you've almost got me beat. Thanks for the money, that keeps me going a bit longer. And it did, so that I could come back and fight them again. And I remember them telling me, these two guys who were playing with somebody else's money, they're just employees, and that's what they want to do, that's fine. But they come up there and they threatened me and said, well, there won't be any payout this time, we'll run you off the road, we'll do this and we'll do that, and you need to step back from these contracts, you need to stand away from that, and that's our stuff, so don't be doing it. So I just thought, well, you've intimidated me big time. No, you haven't. And I thought, I'm having a go, get lost. You're standing there as paid employees of somebody else threatening me, don't be threatening me. I went toe to toe with them, head on, fought them, tooth and nail, and they kicked the crap out of me. Yeah, they did. But at least I didn't give in, right? I'm here to fight again, but never give up. And I've got another friend in Scotland. I admire him very much so. He does all of our sign stuff at the cafe, all our paperwork. Fantastic guy. Been up and been down, a bit like me. But I'm maybe a bit like him. He's, we've had a bit of a roller coaster, the two of us, but I'll tell you what, I admire him. And he's got an expression, and he says, the man who never gives up can never be beat. And I think I live by that every day. This week I had a check to pay out to the registrations in Idaho for the new truck registrations, and it was 10 grand, and it's an extra 10 grand one off that's got to come out your pocket. So I jiggled and juggled and wiggled and squinted and all that stuff, and we managed to get our ELDs done. We're still running. Our trucks are loaded at the weekend, going over the weekend, and we get our money paid to the state of Idaho for the registrations. And we keep going. Next week's battle, the trucks need to be paid to the bank. That's a big chunk of money. We've got our fuel to pay, our payroll to pay, and then we've got a big insurance deposit the following week. You know. But you know what? Tomorrow's another day. We win the fight today, keep going. So I'll get back to the house and realise that I rambled on there and trailed on, and I want to finish the end of this video by paying a bit of respect to my dad, who is a very good family man, very ahead of his time. He's 75 this year. He still goes into Prestwick with his trainers and his shorts and his Ayr United shirt. Anybody that knows him likes him. Nice guy, great guy, short-tempered, fanatic football fan. He's a unique human being. Love him to bits, but you know, he's always been a grafter, always worked hard, always provided for us, and it's a good example that he's passed on to us, that is all the way down through the family. I'm very fortunate I married my wife, who's a worker, and that work ethic's going on to her half of the kids. It's all come together and everybody works. Our Alicia started working at 14 in the cafe now. She was desperate for us to change our insurance policy so that she can go to work at 14 and try to make their way in the world, and it's just as a very refreshing thing in this day and age, you know. But my dad's, you know, when I was a teenager, he was in business in London. He worked for a guy who ran his little bed and breakfast hotel, and they managed to buy the business part of it off them and you know, make something of it. And I used to watch him dealing with people, with the banks and with other business people, and thought, I fancy a bit of that, and I've done a bit of that. And something that happened recently was we bought a house in Scotland, and you know, the way you buy a house in Scotland, if you're self-employed, it sucks because it's difficult to get the finance for it, and then you have to come up with a bigger deposit because the way you buy in Scotland is insane, because if the house is worth 200, you may have to give 250 to get it, because Scotland's in such high demand, because it's awesome weather, good food, nice people. But you know, my wife was told by some people in the family, you know, don't worry about it. If anybody can make it happen, Tommy can. And that's the reputation that I want to have. That's what I want my kids to have, that people that you can count on to try and make things happen. So I'm a daft, yes, I'll have a go at anything, but I'm willing to put in the work to make that anything happen. So thanks for listening to my old man rambling. It's 9:07 and I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning to pick Elena into the pickup here, drive up to the yard, lift her up into the truck, run down, be down there. I'd like to be down there for about 6 in the morning, get the tyres changed before the bloody big huge sun comes up and burns my old backside, and get that done, swap trailers. I'll leave the trailer down there for the guy, so he'll unload on Saturday, take the new trailer, leave me the other one, and I'll run down again on Sunday and unload it, because there's the air conditioning's not working in the truck. So, but that's alright, I can deal with these conditions because I'm from where I grew up and I'm used to it not being cushy and easy. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening to an old man ramble on. Speak to you later, ta-da.